Hey guys, as you might notice, this is show number 204. Yours truly, the hippie pastor, that would be me. Okay, you've seen the title. The title says that specifically Christianity is only a branch of Judaism. Only a branch. Nothing but a branch of Judaism. Okay? Let me backtrack a bit. The children of Israel believed that they were the only true religion based on the only true God, and that all other religions were false, were demonic, or satanic, except for theirs. Okay? And they made war against tribes back in the Old Testament days that were not of the Jewish religion, of their God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or whatever you want to call him, right? Adam and Eve, the story, the whole history of Israel. And they fought especially against the evil tribe, so-called evil tribe, of the Philistines. The great Samson, the great hero. I say the great bully. Okay? And guess what? The Philistines are the direct ancestors, are the direct ancestors of the Palestinians. So the slaughter of these heathen, of these false religions according to Judaism, still continues to this day exactly the same. Okay. King Solomon, you heard right? King Solomon was, as far as I could see, the only king of Israel that stood up for religious freedom. King Solomon believed in religious freedom. But he was criticized, condemned, and went down as an evil, satanic man at the end, although he wrote some of the wisest proverbs and books of the Bible, Ecclesiastics, the Song of Solomon, all right, Proverbs. He went down in history as that he had gone astray. He had gone to the dark side only because he allowed his wives to practice their own religions and to worship their own gods. He was a revolutionary and a man way ahead of his time who allowed for religious freedom. Thank you, King Solomon. And Jesus Christ was an admirer of King Solomon because he said specifically in the Gospels that King Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived. Jesus Christ was born into the Jewish religion. At the beginning, he bought into that, that the Jewish religion was the one and only true religion, and that the children of Israel were the only true children of God, and everybody else was inferior. Okay, he went along with that. He even said, I think in Matthew chapter 10 or something, he said, "Go not into the way of the Gentiles, or with the Samaritans, but rather to the lost children of Israel, to the God's sheep, the children of Israel." Jesus said, "Stay away from the Gentiles and the Samaritans." But then later, Jesus went through a change. Okay, Jesus was one way when he first started, but then he had a change of heart, and he started hanging out with Gentiles, with Samaritans, with sinners, and he started to realize that God's children are everybody. Yellow, black, brown, white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. So Jesus started to realize that the children of Israel were not superior, or were not God's only children or chosen people, but that everybody, the whole planet, all inclusive. Isn't that beautiful about Jesus Christ? But ladies and gents, as you may know, as you may have noticed, as soon as Jesus left the scene, the scenario, having been crucified on a cross and sacrificed for us in the name of God, and slaughtered in such an inhumane, in such an evil, nasty way, a slaughter that was ordered by the religious leaders, the Pharisees, to be killed worse than an animal, only because he went against the Jewish traditions and started to say that Jews were not the only children of God, that the whole world, Samaritans, Gentiles, etc. And they exterminated him. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, appeared the Pharisee Apostle Paul. And the Apostle Paul, who took over the leadership of the followers of Jesus, took Jesus's. They gave it a name because Jesus was anti-religious. He believed in freedom, and in the only religion of God is love. Okay, so then what happened was that they used his name to start a new religion. This was a thought invented by the Pharisees, and their Pharisee, the Apostle Paul, who took over the Christian religion, and went the same way as the children of Israel of exclusiveness. We are the only ones. And he contradicted Jesus Christ, and I already went through this, like in 12 issues that I brought out, opposites between the Apostle Paul and Jesus. And one of the most importantly is that the Apostle Paul said that Christians or believers should not have fellowship with the children of darkness, meaning those of other beliefs or of no beliefs, that they should just stick to themselves and not share tables with devils. That's what the Apostle Paul said, and that's what the children of Israel believed, and that's the way they were. So therefore, there we have the Judeo-Christian culture. Now, I will say one thing. The Jewish people are a little bit more intelligent. Maybe they're very smart, they're very slick, they're very highly intelligent, and they managed to start the Christian religion, which is nothing but a branch of Judaism. They even gave the Christians the Old Testament, which is the Jewish Bible and the history of Israel and the Jewish religion. They gave it to the Christians as their foundation block. Of the foundation of Christianity is the Jewish Bible. And then the Christians they added on to the New Testament, which is, like I said before, is 50% lies and scary tactics of hellfire and a lot of opposites against Jesus, who was a man of love and of all inclusiveness. The New Testament is full of being exclusive and hypocritical and back to the same old hypocritical, self-righteous, holier than thou religious system. Okay? So there you have it. So, and also, very smart, the Jewish people, the religious Pharisees, knowing that the Christians were going to go into all the world. Jesus told them to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Knowing this, they used the Christians to spread their history as the one and only true children of God to the entire planet. The Jewish religious Pharisees, they didn't have to do it. The Christians did it for them. They went all over the world enforcing their religion and killing the natives and enslaving in Africa and Australia and South and the Americas, and bringing Christianity to Europe and the Crusades, and killing in the name of God those who were from different opposing or different religions. Death to the non-believers, death to the non-Jews, non-Israelites, non-Christians. They united together. They're one and the same. But Christianity is just a branch of the Christian religion. They used the Christians to spread their history around the planet. Well, let me ask you something. What about the history of Nigeria? What about the history of Australia? What about the history of Ireland and their beliefs? What about the history of Germany and their beliefs, their past, their culture, their gods? And the Incas, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Taínos in Central America and in the Caribbean, the Apaches, they worship the Great Spirit. What about their history? Oh no, we have to adopt. That's why they killed it. They exterminated the Native Americans in the name of their God, and they enforced Christianity of the Judeo-Christian kind, not the Jesus kind. Jesus had nothing to do with it. Don't blame him. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.